Oh, hey guys. Oh my gosh, welcome back to my living room. I want to spend a couple moments giving you some thrift tips that I have cultivated and learned through mistake and practice and just going into this new year, I know that we're all going to be giving ourselves some challenges to overcome, and one of the ones that I really challenge you guys to is to spend with intention, do that untraditional shopping, and I'm going to explain to you guys kind of what that means to me and the tips that I use and live by as I go into the thrift store. So, uh, you know, take any of these as you would like, of course. This is just a little bit of my knowledge I'd like to share with you from somebody who has been shopping secondhand and really focusing on how far my money can stretch for the last, gosh, how old is my kid? She's gonna be 9. So the last 9 years now. Wasn't until I was a stay-at-home mom with my first child that I started really thinking about how can we make our one person income stretch further but still have the items that we need and want and those good quality items for my family to be able to use in the day-to-day life. So that is kind of when I started thrifting. Yeah, and I haven't gone back. I love it. I love the hunt. I love the process. I love that you never know what you're going to find when you walk in, and then you find that one item that you've been wanting for your family, but it was too expensive to buy, and you got it for pennies on the dollar. Yes, thrifting has changed. Thrifting has changed. Thrift stores have changed, and it was from people like me who were buying items to then resell on for a profit. It's because of that process and how popular that became over the definitely the COVID years. But that forced the thrift stores to then change. So things are a little bit different now. You're not going to go in, you're not going to find a t-shirt for $2.99 or a pair of shoes for $5.99. They have definitely raised their prices. That is true. And I'm not going to pretend like they haven't. And I'm not going to pretend like every time I go in, I find something that I have always wanted for pennies on the dollar, because that's not true either. You are still going to find those items that make it worth it. This last trip to the bins, I found a scooter and it was by weight, and that thing is so light. So it probably cost me maybe $5, and it's an $82 scooter. My kids have not gotten off that scooter since Christmas. Just it's those things that make it worth it, in my opinion. So, tip number one, plan before you go. Thrifting starts before you even head into the store. Before I even leave the house, I do a quick once over to make sure I know what's on my thrifty wish list. Is my daughter about ready to grow out of her size of clothing? She needs the next size up. Are we going into the winter months? Do we have gloves? Are we going into the summer months? Do we have life jackets? Is there a book that you've been wanting to read? Did I break the ice cream scoop last night at pizza movie night? Those kind of things that are needed, they're necessary in your home, but you may not think of them literally while you're there. So having that thrifty wish list of those wants, but also the needs, and creating that before you even go to the store. The wish list is endless. So it's good to have an idea of your family's needs and wants before heading to the store. I'm also the thrifter for my family. So my mom always sends me things that she wants me to find for her. My friend Kelly does. I'm always asking my friend Mo what she's looking for, and just being that person, if that's who you are, being that person looking and searching for those items because it's something I enjoy. It may not be something that they enjoy. But also, before I leave my house, I look at my calendar. You might be like, well, Jessica, why do you look at your calendar? Look at the future. Are there birthday parties coming up? Is your family having a birthday? Is there a holiday coming up? Do you have a party that you're going to at somebody's home? Is there a just anything else that's coming up that maybe you need to bring something or you need to supply something? Have that in your mind when you go into the thrift store. It could be Christmas, which is a pretty normal one. It could be a birthday. It could be your kids' friend's birthday, and you need to go and you're looking for something to bring for a gift for that child. Finding those things in advance really helps you on your budget. It saves you money, but it also saves you time and anxiety. I promise. Plan ahead. Number 2, know your time and your store. Before I go, I need to tell myself, how much time do I have? Is this an all-day thrift adventure where I don't have a time real requirement? Or is this a quick in and out? I'm picking up the groceries in town. I just want to see what there is, and then I need to rush home. Knowing your time and the stores that you're going to will then help choose your strategy, your budget, and then even the car that you decide to take. I cannot tell you guys how many times I have gone into the big city in my mom's car. And then I am finding furniture that I really, really want and need, but I don't have any space for it. I didn't bring my big rig. Does that mean I left it behind? Yes, of course. And that's just how it goes. It's not the end of the world. But if I know I'm searching for furniture items, like this next trip, I know I have some particular furniture items I am looking for, I'm going to make sure that I have the vehicle that I can then take those guys home with me. Knowing your store, know what the reward program is. Do they give you coupons when you donate? Do they have a color of the day? Do they have coupon days? Knowing kind of what your main store process is really helpful, especially if they do the coupon if you donate. Just bringing one item in and donating that, they give you a coupon, and it could be 10-20% off. Every place is a little different, so knowing your store. I know that the Tri-Cities, when you donate an item, you get a 10% off coupon. Used to be 20, I'm just saying, but now it's 10%, and you can use it for your entire order at any store. My store in the Dalles that I go to all the time has a color of the day. So red, green, yellow, those tags are 50% off. But they also have a rewards card, and you get 5% off any purchase over $25. So just knowing your store, knowing what their programs are, can also help you just dig deeper into the money savings. Number 3, dress for thrifting. You may be laughing at this, but I'm serious, guys. Dress comfortably. Dress in layers if it's going to be an all day thing. Thrifting is a sport, and you may sweat accordingly.
Thrifting is a workout, you
I
guys.
promise. If your thrifty wish list has clothing on it, I always suggest wearing something where you can try the clothing on over top. So if the weather outside permits it, a biker shorts and a sports bra, and that way you can try pants and shirts and sweaters and all the things over top of your outfit. I see a lot of thrifters online wear like the body suits, like the shorts body suits. My body's really long. I can't wear those. It's atrocious. But those are a really good option too underneath like a cardigan. So think down to your shoes. If you're going to be trying on clothing and shoes, do you think you're going to be wanting to tie and take off your biker boots every time? Probably not. I have learned from experience. I love my black boots, but they are a pain to tie and untie and tie and untie. And then I'm just going to say I'm not doing it. I'm not trying on the shoes. So dress accordingly to what is on your thrifty wish list. A lot of the stores don't have fitting rooms anymore. That's another thing that COVID changed about the thrift stores. So it's very important to wear those items where you can try things on over top, or bring a measuring tape, or just know your measurements, and you can test those items and make your best guess if they're going to fit. um, Another idea is to wear a dress or a skirt, and that way you can try on bottoms underneath it without having to flash anybody. Number 4, pack a thrift bag. I have my small little bag. You guys have seen it in videos. My little crossbody J. Crew bag that I always have with me. I've also thrifted that. I believe it was like $7.99. Best bag ever. And I fill it with the essentials: snacks, chapsticks, hand sanitizer, cash, ID, measuring tape. Those are the essentials that I need going to the thrift store. Of course, that changes on my strategy, right? Like on my time limit and on my budget. Is this an all-day thrift? If it is, I will have a larger bag in my car that I keep there. with maybe things that I may need for a longer day, an extra water bottle, even more snacks, those deodorant, just saying. So it kind of depends on what your plan is for the day, but I always have my like handy dandy little bag that keeps my hands free, keeps my movement going, but has those essentials in there. I also keep measurements on my phone, not necessarily of body size unless I'm shopping for somebody else, but measurements of in your home. So going back to furniture, I know that there are particular pieces of furniture that I'm looking for. So I have measurements in my phone of those locations of my house. So an example, right behind my sofa here, I have some very cheap leftover from an old bed of my daughter's. They're like little drawers and bookshelves. Very cheap, very low quality, already falling apart. They do what they need to do at this point, but I do want to thrift some furniture for back here. So I have a measurement in my phone of the length of my sofa and the height of my sofa, so that if I do come across those items, I can then compare to those measurements and know that they're going to fit. Another example is artwork. My daughter's room and my office, I have a whole wall of thrifted artwork, but there are particular spots on the walls that are still empty. Having the measurements of those spots so I know that a piece of artwork that I pick up would fit. Saves you time, saves you money. Number five, strategies for shopping in store. If I have time, I like to walk through the entire store. That's my preference. As you guys know, if you've watched my previous videos, I prefer to start in the hard goods. Those items are just easily visible and they go faster. And if you find so you can find something quicker, and then you get that thrift high, that little boost of energy, and you're ready to tackle the rest of the store. Clothing takes my energy. And so it has to be something I personally have to pre plan to do, or switch gears to do like I had to in my most recent video. But just kind of make your plan for in your store what you're going to hit. Of course, this depends on what's on your thrifty wish list. If you have shoes for your entire family listed on there, then you may want to hit the shoe section first. If you have a holiday party or a fancy birthday dinner that you need a new outfit for, you may want to start in those sections first. It really depends on what you're looking for. Again, thrifting is personal. These are just suggestions that I have learned along the way.
I want to add here to also not be afraid to dig and look on the bottom shelves and open boxes. That is sometimes where I find the best items. Don't be afraid to really get in there.
Number six, decide with intention. In the best of worlds, before anything even goes into my cart, I ask myself the question, does this have a place in my home right now? So as soon as I get home from my day of thrifting, I clean that item. Do I know exactly where it's going to go? Does it have a home in my home? Right? An example of that is, say you're at the bins, right? And you come across, I don't know, say you're at the bins and you come across a sculpture. Let's just say, I'm just throwing things out there. And it's cool and it's trendy and it's calling your name, but you literally live in a studio apartment with no space for this sculpture. Should you bring it home? Does it have a place for it? Maybe not. Again, personal, your choice. We want to make sure that we're spending our money with intention. We know exactly where these items are going to go. They're a need or a want, and that they're going to be useful for us. And they're not going to be something that just kind of sit there and end up in our next Goodwill return to the donation center. Just because something is cheap does not mean you need it. Number seven, final check before checkout. This is a big deal. Before you check out, do a full once over. When it comes to clothing, check the armpits for stains, check for pilling that may be not be able to save with a sweater shaver. Check for missing buttons, working zippers, holes in the crotch, holes in the pockets. Check those sweaters inside those jackets, inside jean pockets, the belt loops on a pair of pants. Make sure all of those are intact. Of course, there may be some damage that you're willing to work through. You're willing to stitch it up. You're willing to try stain removing. If that's your jam, awesome, amazing, save that item. But if it's not something you're going to do and it just ends up in a pile in a bag that's waiting to be mended, then maybe that's not something to pick up today. But also check your store's return policy. Know what they will allow you to return and how long they allow you to return it to you, especially because some stores only allow you to return within their certain district. So for me, it's like the Dalles. I don't even know. Maybe the Dallas is all by itself because I can't even think of another Goodwill that's anywhere near it. But like the Tri Cities Goodwills, those are all part of a district. You can't buy something in the Tri Cities and return it in the Dalles. This may be different where you live. So again, be aware of your store. I also highly suggest checking the tags for the fabric and then the washing instructions. I am not in a phase in my life where I am able to hand wash items that I want to wear every day and or take them to a cleaners. We actually don't even have a cleaners in town, so that's one thing. But that's not the phase of life that I'm in. If that's the phase of your life you're in, fantastic. I'm all for it. Get those high quality materials that require hand washing. I know that's not me. So I'm checking the tag for, again, the content and the material makeup as well as the washing instructions, because that may change my opinion on whether an item is worth it, in my opinion. When it comes to hard goods, especially electronics, I know majority of Goodwills will have a testing station with a plug-in. If you can't find it, just ask a colleague that works there where it is. Try to test those items out before you buy. And other hard goods, make sure that all the pieces are there, that there's no cracks or broken pieces, that everything works, etc. Right? You just want to make sure the item that you're buying, even though it's cheap, is still worth your time and your money. Since the thrift stores prices have gone up, I highly suggest to check online. Do a quick Google reverse image search and make sure that the price that you're paying at the thrift is actually a deal. There has been times where something will be over $10, $12.99, $15.99, and then I look it up online and it was only $30 new. Half off for a pre-owned item may not be worth it to you. So just doing a quick check, especially for something that's a little bit higher dollar at the thrift store, to make sure it's really actually a deal for you. Number 8, eat and go to the bathroom before you go. A lot of stores may not have a bathroom for customers. You don't want to be in the middle of a thrift high and finding all these good things and have to take a potty break and leave the store to find some place that has a restroom. Empty your bladder. You burn a lot of calories when you thrift, so intake some prior to going. 9 and final thrift suggestion is have fun, guys. Thrifting is personal. Thrifting is meant to be fun, but it is hard work. So be in the attitude to go and do it and search. Enjoy the hunt and celebrate your wins. Tell everybody, oh, you like my outfit? Oh, thank you. I thrifted it. This is your own personal journey. I am just going to give you the tips. If this is a road you want to go on, I am here to support you. And I hope that you're here and you follow and you subscribe and you stick around for more adventures as I put these tips into play.
Thanks for watching all the way through, guys. Those who are still here at the end, you know you guys are all amazing. It really, I would not obviously be here doing this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. If you have any other tips or tricks that you have learned along the way that I did not mention, please do leave those in the comments below because I would love to hear them. Thank you guys. Stay thrifty and I'll see you next time.